stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everybody. I don't anticipate too many people today. I don't care, so I'm going to do my best on this. Our client passed last night. It never gets easier. All right. Today we're going to talk on step 10. All right. I should be okay for a couple minutes at least. And honestly, with nobody being here, I kind of don't want to do it, but I promised my rewatchers I wouldn't do that to them. And I may even have no business doing this today, but I'm gonna. Sobriety's got to go on. Recovery still needs to happen. Trying to find my comfort level here. It's hard to do today. All right. Where do I start? Well, we're at the 3-minute mark, so let's go ahead and do introductions. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host today. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. So, all right. So I'm going to start on page 90, and we'll just kind of go from there. I am going to also read out of, let's read out of the one day at a time first. It was on step 10, so I just picked step 10 out of the 12 by 12 to make it longer, but I may just cover this and call it good. Before I became sober in the program, I blamed all my problems on other people or on places and things. Now I'm learning to look squarely at each difficulty, not seeking whom to blame, but to discover how my attitude helped create my problem or aggravate it. Yeah. If we're running around looking for blame, we're going to find something. That's easy enough. But utilizing blame doesn't not get you anywhere. It doesn't. You might as well just get rid of blame and go with, okay, what part did I play in this? You don't need to blame yourself. Okay? You might not be the problem. Most likely are, but we don't get off that easy. I must also learn to face the consequences of my own actions and words and to correct myself when I am wrong. Do I practice the 10th step by continuing to take personal inventory? When I'm wrong, do I promptly admit it? Yeah, I do. When I see that I'm wrong, I don't always see that I'm wrong. Sometimes it takes another voice or something to let me know that maybe I had done some wrong. That's why I picked out what I did in the. Sorry, my lower back is killing me. So, how the Rolling Stones put it, it's such a drag getting older. May I know the blessed relief and unburdening that come when I admit I've done something wrong. May I learn, perhaps for the first time in my entire life, to take responsibility for my own actions and to face the consequences. May I learn again how to match actions with consequences. Today, I will remember to take responsibility for my own actions. Yeah, and it doesn't matter what is going on with you. You got to take responsibility for your actions. Okay? Even right now, I'm going through a hard time. Does that give me a right to be rude to people? Does it give me a right to be mean or upset with others? No, it does not. It does not. In fact, I gave the police a compliment because they still had to do their jobs, right? And they're like, we got to kick you out. But they did it. They were really not. They were exceptionally nice to my wife, and that's what mattered to me. And they called me by first name instead of sir. That was correct to do. That was. And they did some comforting, things like that. I was actually pretty proud of them young bucks. I told them so. I went and thanked them for their service. Yes, even while I'm going through this, because I am thankful for their service. Because if they weren't here, I don't know what I would do. I wouldn't know how to handle this. All right. Before we ask what a spot check inventory is, let's look at the kind of setting in which such an inventory can do its work. Sorry. Okay. It is a spiritual axiom that every time we are disturbed, no matter what the cause, there is something wrong with us. If somebody hurts us and we are sore, we are wrong also. But are there no exceptions to this rule? What about justifiable anger? If somebody cheats us, are we entitled to be mad? Sure, you are. Yeah. Can we be properly angry with self-righteous folk? You most certainly can. For us, AA, these are dangerous exceptions. We have found that the justified anger ought to be left to those better qualified to handle it. Oh, better watch what you do with it then. You are perfectly capable of doing these things. So am I. I don't want them now. I don't. I don't want justifiable. Even when somebody hurts me, it's not a blame thing for me anymore. Right? No. I can't say I'm perfect on that because I'm not. No. No. Few people have been more victimized by their resentments than have we alcoholics. It mattered little whether our resentments were justified or not. A burst of temper could spoil a day. A well nursed grudge could make us miserably ineffective. Nor were we ever skillful in separating justified from unjustified anger. As we saw it, our wrath was always justified. Hello. It says Facebook user, so I'm not sure who it is. And you'll have to forgive my stuffy nose. I've been crying. So, nor were we skillful in separating justified from unjustified anger. As we saw it, our wrath was always justified. And that's how we feel like we're justified in our anger. Well, if it's good afternoon, then hi, Patricia. Because it's morning here. So how often should you do a spot check inventory? Every day. Every day. Yeah. So when my spot check inventory, I usually do in the morning. Okay. Then I do one a little bit later. Usually during meeting time, 3, 4 o'clock. Right. I check it again at night. Okay. I hardly ever go to bed owing an amend. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Sometimes it slips by me. Maybe I couldn't get to that person that day. Maybe they were busy because I'll clear my darn schedule, but I'm making an amends to them. Therefore, it's done on their time. Okay. No matter who it is. Now, when somebody makes demands on how it's done, then you can forget it. But there's respectful ways of doing this, of making an amend. Number one, don't text it. Don't ever text an amend. Don't call. No, this is face-to-face stuff. Zoom might be acceptable if it's okay with the other person because you can see them. That makes a big difference. But while doing these things, remember, you still have to respect their time, their efforts, and everything else, right? Oh, but I got to get this on my chest now. Well, if they're not available for a week, sorry. Delayed gratification, not your time, buddy. All right? That's what these spot check inventories are about. We talked about it a little bit yesterday with weeding the garden. All right? That every now and again, we got to go back through and weed the garden, and that's what we're doing. And the more often that we do that and we cultivate our soil and make, fruit or whatever, my brain is you guys missed it. Our client died last night, and so I'm having a hard time. She called my wife the daughter she never had. So I wasn't as close to her, but it still hurts. But my wife is crushed. And I can't cry because if I cry, I can't read. It just all goes blurry. So thank you, everybody, for being patient with me today. So it says here that we weren't skillful in separating justified from unjustified anger. So how about we just don't deal with that? For me, there is no really justifiable anger. Sure, we could get into particulars here, but that's not what we're going to do. Sure, there's things, okay, but what we talk in generals. As we saw it, our wrath was always justified. Nobody deserves your wrath. No one. Anger, that occasional luxury of more balanced people, could keep us on an emotional jag indefinitely. These emotional dry benders often led straight to the bottle. Other kinds of disturbances, jealousy, envy, self-pity, and her pride did the same thing. A spot check inventory taken in the midst of such disturbances can be a very great help in quieting stormy emotions. Today's spot check finds its chief application to situations which arise in each day's march. The consideration of long-standing difficulties had better be postponed when possible to times deliberately set aside for that purpose. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's got to be done the right way. Okay? Sending somebody a text message, I'm sorry. Okay? That's nice. The quick inventory is aimed at our daily ups and downs, especially those where people or new events throw us off balance. New events like a death. Off balance and tempt us to make mistakes, right? So I did a spot check inventory. I didn't realize that I did it, but I did do it. Because of this other things are now going to happen. We're in the midst of still unpacking. I don't know that we should be unpacking anymore. No. And then I'm like, Dion, is that really something that we need to cover today? No. See how those spot check inventories? It let me know where I stand, and I need to change it a little bit. I'll be worried about that today. No. There's only one thing I need to worry about today, and that's my wife. That's it. God will take care of the rest. He will. He doesn't bring us to places to just drop us off and say that's the end of everything. It's not how it works. So, thank you everybody for being here and yeah, and stuff. So, all right. I love you. Peace out and have a day.